Hey guys, it's your boy MKS here, back in another video. I shouldn't be having tea at this late at night because it's nearly 1 in the morning here in the UK. But anyway, I know, bad mic. But anyway, hope everyone's well wherever you are. I was saying, I'd love to hear your comments, like anything you want to comment and all that sort of thing. So yeah, obviously this is part three of sort of things I stand for, groups I wish to support, and that sort of thing. I've said before, like I wish to support what I call the four, which I mentioned before. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what that is because I've already covered that in my video, Who Are the Four, and also Latin America and Ireland, and in terms of like football or soccer or whatever you call it, Serie A or Italian football generally, and Celtic as well. And I love Mediterranean football teams, so I'd love to support them as well. But anyway, so yeah, as I said before, like I'd love to support startups and SMEs and singers, songwriters, and all sorts of things like that in across what I call the four, and Latin America and Ireland and places like that. So yeah, so as I say, I'm making another late video. I really should have probably gone to sleep a bit earlier, but I thought I'd cover this video before I go to sleep. So anyway, here goes. Carrying on with my list in parts 1 and 2. If you haven't already checked those out, please check them out. I really appreciate it, and any support I get, I really appreciate. So anyway, number 21. I'd love to see Italian football return back to some of their glory days. So I'd love to see like more investment in Italian football somehow, and things like that. Yeah, so yeah, I'd love to find a way to fundraise for Italian football and encourage like people to like owners to invest in Italian football and sponsors to sponsor Italian football somehow, and like fans, Italian football fans, put money into it. Like even American fans of Italian soccer, if you like, to put money into Italian soccer, Serie A teams and even lower league teams, like fund football pitches and things like that. Number 22, I'd love to see Celtic find a way to support Celtic to become the most successful club in Scotland. I'd love to fundraise for Celtic and like sponsor like football pitches. And as I said before in like part 2, like if we, I'll say as a fan, can't buy more players, at least stopping some of our top talented players from leaving, like Premier League teams, English Premier League, have more money, so they often buy the Scottish Premier League's best players. So it's a challenge to like keep the top players. Like Kieran Tierney went to Arsenal from Celtic, so it's like stopping players, our top players, from leaving as well. That would be at least if we could stop them from leaving, if not buy even better players as well, would be a bonus, if you know what I mean. Number 23, I already support like a school in Kenya called Rare Gem, or tried to support them, and I'd love to have like crowdfunding or GoFundMe pages and things like that, and find ways to maybe like M-Pesa, which is the Kenyan way of transferring money. If I could find ways like to have direct debits somehow where as many people as possible could give at least like say £1 a day to support Rare Gem and schools like Rare Gem across Africa, to like buy places where the kids can play football or soccer or whatever you want to call it, or other sports, or where they can have musical instruments, or even better, like have technological training, things like more computers, more access, like even fundraising also for Kenya to have and places across Africa and Asia to have faster internet, so that that would help businesses to trade more quickly, and it would help students to learn things online, so they could do online learning and stuff like that, and like develop their software skills and things like that, or general tech skills. But yeah, I'd love to encourage as many people as possible to like fund dyslexia organisation Kenya, which also in turn like supports Rare Gem School and things like that, and raise awareness across Africa and Asia and places like that. Again, what I call the four, and also Latin America, again, Ireland, places like that, where people can learn about successful dyslexics and things like that as well. But yeah, I'd love to find ways to support as many charities as possible, and I'd love to like also on Facebook I also like try and share information with schools across Asia as well, and Africa generally as well, other parts of Africa as well, about dyslexia. So I'd love to support schools in those countries as well, and as I say, and Ireland and Latin America and places like that, to fund like things that where they can hopefully find ways where they can spend the money, which is going to be most use to students in the long term as well. So it can help them to develop the community. So it's not just giving money for the sake of it, but it's like investing in the long term. Again, for like Dyslexia Organisation Kenya, and I'd love to support dyslexia in Malawi, also Malaysia, India, Indonesia, Singapore, and places like that, to support raising awareness of dyslexia and related conditions, as say schools and things like that. And I'd love to hear your ideas as well, and like if you know any organisations as well, what of ways to which can like facilitate funding of those schools, so like so people can find a way to transfer money in the fastest and cheapest way possible, so that I'd love as many people as possible to give like the equivalent of at least £1 a day, possibly more. And if lots and lots of people do that, they'll be able to have like football pitches to play, like have fun as well, and also maybe even like get coaching, and also have faster internet so they can watch YouTube videos where they can learn things like football, soccer skills, whatever you want to call it, and also just get more training and education generally, like, or learn things generally as well, not just academically, but things that they can use in long term as well in different areas, and things like STEM, for instance, STEM education, which is the main, like science, tech, engineering, and IAD, English and entrepreneurship, and things like that, where they can trade internationally, and also maths, obviously, and things like that, and like how they can build bridges between other schools across Africa and Asia, where they can like share information. So I'd love to do that in the future as well. So basically schools that support neurodiversity or learning disabilities like dyslexia and autism and ADHD and that sort of thing can like support each other as well, teach each other and learn from each other. Like Dyslexia Kenya or Dyslexia Organisation Kenya, and whatever the equivalent is in India and other parts of Asia, can also like converse with each other and talk about what they can learn from each other as developing countries, and also as countries that were colonized and that sort of thing. 24, again, I'd love to support democracies and countries that were colonized and that sort of thing. 25, I'd love to support as many projects from republics, again, supporting their startups, SMEs, singers, singer-songwriters, and other such projects from those countries. And again, like if and when I manage to fundraise for these schools and places and countries, nations and governments, NGOs and things like that, I'd love to be able to target the money so it definitely will support them in the longer run as well. 26, again, like I'd love to connect countries that were colonized and like countries that were divided, like Morocco, Ireland, Argentina, India, China, South Korea, or Korea generally, and Spain and countries like that were divided and things like that, to make up for the fact they were divided. And like part of it would be to help them to network together, but also to support their, as I say, startups, SMEs, and other projects. 27, I'd love to have a list of the top supporters of these schools and areas. So like it can encourage other companies and organisations to want to do the same, so they would get better PR and things like that. 28, again, like countries that have been through bad things, like unfortunately like Lebanon, that went through those blasts that happened recently, unfortunately, and many people were killed and injured, and lots of things they went through. I think lots of things they've been through. I think it'd be great to sort of unite the country, unite Lebanon, and unite as many people around the world as possible who are willing to support Lebanon, and like supporting their SMEs and startups, which hopefully can go some way to helping their country rebuild, and hopefully go some way to sort of making up for it, so to speak. I know you can't bring back people who are killed or stop or help the people easily who are injured either, but if you go some way to helping their families and helping people to overcome their injuries, and like helping startups and SMEs, hopefully will help their economy, which I hope will help them. But obviously I can only do my best and encourage people to do the best they can, so there's no guarantee it's actually going to help them, but I hope it will. number 29, again, I hope to encourage as many people as possible to support Lebanon and India and other countries that are like struggling with coronavirus. And like, it'd be great if that could help bring people together rather than make people fight each other. And like scientists from what I call the four in Latin America and Ireland also supporting each other to find ways to find their own ways of helping people with to overcome or to cure diseases and things like that. And number 30, again, I hope I can come up with new ideas and listen to your ideas and hopefully get some great suggestions in the comment section about how to help people. And I'd love, as ever, to hear what your opinions are. Like, does it really help a country if you Google like their startups or SMEs, or if you watch the YouTube videos from such and give them views? Does it really help them? And I'd love to know what ideas you have, or if you think there are better ways to help them, and what you think they should do if they get any funding. Like, how do you think they would be able to? What ways would it be best for them to spend that money for long-term growth? I think that covers everything, and I hope to hear from any comments and all that sort of stuff. As ever, peace and love.